ahead.
Is actually for Judd. I'm hoping this might be the right thing to ask. You worked on Turbo I hope that now we'll see if it would be in a Turbo Space panel. Any chance we might be able to find out here, officially from you, who the fan manager was actually supposed to be?
Does anybody else wonder that? So I have to tell you, kind of a little bit more broad sweeping statement would be that you guys give us much more credit for figuring all this stuff out than it actually occurs. A lot of the questions that you have, the answer is it simply was either never resolved, or there was an argument about it and so it wasn't resolved, or it was actually there but you missed it because we were in a hurry or something. But the answer to that question, we discussed that, and especially Jackie Marchand. You guys remember who Jackie was? So Jackie was really adamant about, that we have to tie this up. It's a big element. The family, whenever there's always 5 Rangers, and after a certain amount of time, the audience gets a little bit comfortable with the board. You bring in a 6th Ranger, like when we brought in Jason Frank for the first time. Huge success, right? And the same thing with Phantom Ranger, Bandit, whatever it is. Everybody wants to see what's going to be the story with that 6th Ranger. And the Japanese have done a wonderful job in the footage to build that guy up. They always have special abilities and special toys. So when the Phantom Ranger came in, especially Jackie, because she understood that the season has to have an arc. At the time, I was kind of new to the whole thing. But she understood we have to tie this up. And it was just an argument that went nowhere, and eventually, it was never resolved. There is no identity of the Phantom Ranger. That's the answer. Jackie fought for there to be an identity, but and it would have been the really easy route was to say that it was Blake's dad, right, who went out of town or something like that. And I think that was like thrown around a little bit, but it was just never decided. And the answer was, what's that? Yeah. You guys are going to ask a lot of questions of people who the answer is going to be, I just don't remember. Because I remember that one only slightly because I remember it was kind of controversial that we didn't tie up something that was major. And there was another season that the ending was incredibly controversial. And even the guy who played the Red Ranger came to me in my office and said, I don't understand the script, what the hell's going on? And I remember saying, you know what, it was an argument for days. People were angry, people used language they shouldn't have used, and that's what we ended up at. And I'm not going to tell you what season it is or who asked, but that's what story arguments are. It's a lot of creative people who have a lot of egos and a lot of emotions. They get together, and eventually, sometimes things are resolved in ways that you like, and sometimes they aren't resolved. But in the end, we have to write it no matter what. And the people who are directing it and doing the voices and making the props and speaking the lines, they all have to kind of understand what's going on. And so the story has to make some semblance, but it isn't going to answer all the questions out there. And that was one of them. That was one of the, I think, kind of a gaping hole. Is, well, who was the Phantom Ranger? And he was nobody. Isn't that terrible?
Yeah, I heard somewhere that it was that you guys knew, but it was like after that you weren't able to get it.
No, it was nobody.
During that time, Eric Estrada brought his son onto our stage, and I was thinking, oh my God, it's going to be Eric Estrada. I would have loved that. Do you remember him coming down there?
You said that thing.
Yeah, I know, he said that, yeah.
Yeah, it's top, that was great. I got this awkward picture. Go ahead.
My question is, you kind of explained it a little bit, but was it personally when you was writing something and stuff, like how am I going to make this character about the lead people, or how you going to make this, it's like, is it something like, personally, did you say it was difficult, but you end up pulling it out and thinking, how you was like, how am I going to
So you're asking how do I make some of the story work?
yeah, like, I mean, you sitting there and you thinking now, how in the head something how you're going to make this work, like, how, like...
We used to shoot out of Valencia, and every night, I think it was like 11 or midnight, the fireworks would go off across the highway at Magic Mountain. Yeah. And we'd watch them every single night because we would be there, Jackie and I, and sometimes Jonathan, and we would be racking our brain trying to come up with some interesting, because remember, it's not just a blank, you're not starting with a blank slate like you are with any other show on television. We have this Japanese footage, you all are familiar with the Japanese footage, right? Which is fantastic, but it's limiting. And you know that the episode has to be about Blue Ranger, and you know that you have a certain maybe toy that you have to introduce. And so, yeah, it's incredibly difficult to come up with a story that is, and you know, some of them are really crappy episodes, what can I say? But, I mean, they are, because if you have 13 minutes of footage and you have to fit into like a 22-minute episode, it's just going to be fight. It's not all that interesting, right? The characters don't have an opportunity to build up. There's no suspense, there's no spinning of this plot around in circles. It just, and even the fights, for me, even after watching 700, the last season we did the 700th episode. When we finished the season. And you don't have to watch that much footage. It's just, it's really not interesting to watch the Japanese fight footage anymore. It all starts to look the same.
Not only just the A plot, but the B plot. So, I mean, well, I was just thinking about Chip, what Chip was saying, and you have a 30-minute time frame, and you've got commercials in there, so that knocks it back to about 20 minutes, and each of our scripts were about 18 to 20 pages, so it's about a page a minute for an episode. But there's not only the A plot, there's the B plot with Bulk and Skull. So not only are those guys racking their brains trying to make the Japanese footage Americanized into, or morphed into, for lack of a better word, morphed into an American storyline, but you've got the Bulk and Skull, comedic relief too, which was just a great component of the show. But I give Chip a lot of credit for that.
I have another question for you guys. So the first few seasons were, for lack of a better word, kind of childish. They were,
right.
Some ranger would see litter, and that's not good. People shouldn't litter, and so Reedy would post and say, "I want to send out a litter bug monster." Right? That was kind of the way that it was. My question for you is, did you guys like the first seasons, or did you like later on when they became kind of more mature in space and they had kind of military base?
I just want to have one last thing on the tying the whole things up. It was really my job, really good job of our department. Once these guys rack their brains and try and make the story arc, and then they give it to us, and we try and make sense out of what we felt was a monstrosity. A lot of times they got to us. We had 8 or 10 minutes to try and make sense. And so I talked with Jackie a lot and Chip, and go through it and try and figure out what the hell they were trying to say and how we could make it work that way. Because all the shows are 8, 12 minutes of dubbed dialogue. So. Yeah, it's a whole script for us. Usually it was 20 to 30 pages to try and make up for what theirs was. Anyway, go ahead.
And every acting experience is a different experience. I enjoyed the Bernie Mac show. I always enjoy going on a major lot. It's one of those things that actors kind of dream of when they're coming from wherever they're coming from in the United States to come here to Los Angeles. Fortunately, I was born in Long Beach, okay? The Bernie Mac show was really a good experience. They had a great studio, and I got to meet Anthony Andrews. Worked with him before he went on to do Law and Order, which was a really big deal. And they were very nice to me. Again, I was playing a teacher. That seems to be my fate in life, is to teach. So at that time I was a nun. And I had a good time. I had a really good time.
All right, first one to ask everyone's opinions on the recent reversioning of Mighty Morphin Project.
Oh, man. I wish they didn't touch
Does anybody know
it.
this but me?
I wish they didn't touch
I
it.
shouldn't tell you what I think.
Uh-oh, here we go.
The places where they're doing it are all people that I used to work on the show with us, and I know them all. And actually, the editor was the guy who did the stuff, Terry. Terry was the editor we had for Rangers. No, one of the video editors. But basically, what they did, for those who don't know, is they kind of took the originals and then made it all cheesy Batman, old Batman stuff. And I think they ruined it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I said it there.
So I want to pause that for a second. I want to hear Mark's version of a story. One time we got a call up in the production offices. We got a call from Savan saying, "Do you have somebody there by the name of Mark Richardson? We said, yeah. They said, go fire him right now. Because Mark had been taking scripts, right? Mark is very creative and very enterprising. And I like that. So he's going to tell you for the first time the story of what he actually did to get himself fired, but we didn't actually fire him.
All right. Way before, I was the only one on the show that knew the show was going to be a hit. Chip was like, because the Rangers, they were getting nothing at the time. Yeah, and I was paying them like $1 for a signature. Come on, I'll give you 100 scripts. And all that for, and so they can make $100. But so I had these. Yeah, same script over with their signatures on it. And I was selling them, and I was getting really, I was selling them on eBay. Well, it wasn't eBay, but all the comic book stores at Universal. I didn't see what was wrong with it. I got a phone call from Saban going, hey, do you have any more of those scripts? We'd like to have some for our producers and stuff. And so I ended up giving them. The fact is they called me up, and after they're not going to fire you, well, we'd like to have some of those scripts. And then they started giving the scripts out for charity and saying the scripts were worth this much money, and it was based on the money that I was making off the scripts.
Yeah, just like they would never bring Austin back. So they promise these things.
This is Mark. I have a dual question. How any of the original semi-props survived into the show, and how long did it take to put together the
our American Dragon Dagger prop. I mean, you guys, every one of you that makes props here are 10 times, no, 1,000 times better than my props. You guys are amazing. Our Dragon Dagger props, one thing we had to make it in a couple days, was made out of foam. It would break constantly. The actor, I can't remember his name, that plays Tommy, he would bust it just for the hell of it, because that's the kind of guy he is. So, but it didn't take long, but they were crappy reproductions of the original version. The original versions were really beautiful, and what we made was really quick and fast and down and dirty.
How many of them survived from the original?
I believe there's only 2 left that are from America. I don't know where the hero one is, because they found it in my prop room and took it away from me.
Well, not just Green Ranger Dagger. I mean, like, any prop when you were working on the show, how many, like, oh my god, they actually have the props. I don't have to build a new one.
When I was doing this convention, in all honesty, they called me up and asked if I would come down and do it and to come and sell some stuff, because I'm always selling crap. I have 3 storage units, and my junk is a lot better than where I live. I had got some boxes of toys. I was just looking for Power Ranger toys, and I found the putty mask and stuff. I have no idea what's in my storage units. In honesty, I don't know where the stuff is. I'm always amazed when I see stuff on eBay and stuff. So it's all over the place, folks. I have no idea.
How many different Rangers are wearing 3 kinds of gold shoes with their curled up, and maybe have a little bit of feet? Do you have any feet? Do you have any feet, Mark? Did you make a lot of feet?
You guys want to know the funniest thing I think ever happened on Power Rangers for me?
Yeah.
We were